This is Cinema Freaks Live. I'm Larry. I'm here with Will and Nathan. And, yeah, we're talking about the new Stephen King's It movie. I really liked it. What did you guys think of it?
I loved it.
Yeah, I usually do not like horror movies, and that was a really good movie.
That's why I've never had you on this show before.
It's true. Because, it's a once-in-a-blue-moon thing, but that was a really good moon.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked it. It was probably, I would say this is the most accurate Stephen King adaptation I've seen. I really thought they captured just everything he's about, like the vibe and the general atmosphere. I really thought it did a lot better than most other Stephen King movies for that.
Well, it wasn't Langoliers, I can say that.
Langoliers. That was a good movie. That was fun.
Fun is a loose term.
Yeah.
Well, okay, if Langoliers is like a different kind of movie, this was like they wanted to make a legitimately dramatic movie, not just we're gonna scare you. It's we're gonna make you wonder what's gonna happen next, and that's what's gonna scare you.
Yeah, I'd say that's what a horror movie should be, though.
Yeah,
like, it should always be like that. Like, they weren't really trying to change up the horror movie formula. It's just they realized that horror should have likable characters as well, and that's why you're scared, because you like the characers. And I like the kids in this.
Like you don't want them to die.
Yeah,
it's actual story, not just gore fantasy.
Yeah.
Like what were we saying going in? Like I was either going to be like Alien or it's going to be.
I don't remember.
What was the other one I said?
What was the other one?
Aliens. Aliens was more fun. Basically, but that's what I like.
No.
I want it to be like Alien.
Alien or Terminator 1, or is this going to be Saw 3006?
That was it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't really understand what you guys were talking about when you said that. No, I get it.
Well, it's like horror movies nowadays aren't. They're
not scary.
Well, I think a lot these days we're getting a lot of new good horror movies.
We are starting to. The independent scene is really good.
Yeah, but this is actually a mainstream horror movie. This is probably the best one I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
It's actually a mainstream horror movie.
It's
I can't really think of the last mainstream horror movie that I liked as much as this. So that really says a lot.
Yeah, I can't think of one either.
I mean, maybe Jacob's Ladder, but that was like not really even a horror movie sometimes. That was more of a...
Do we try not to do spoilers with this?
Oh, we could do spoilers, yeah.
Okay,
we usually just slip into it naturally, but now we're having the spoilers.
Okay, so spoilers.
We're saying that,
So at the end, I love that it wasn't just... Well, we talked about the silver thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't just him throwing silver at the thing. It was them, like, every single one of them manning up and kicking the shit out of this clown.
Yeah, Well, that's true, yeah. I forgot about the silver.
And it's not like just instant like that. You actually see them evolve through the movie to grow more of a spine. Like, like the scene with the rock battle across the creek.
Yeah!
That was awesome.
That was in the original but it was so much better.
Well, that was in the book was when that was true what they did in the book for with this,
Yeah.
That was one of the only things that they kept. Like, I was surprised how much they changed for this. It was very surprising. Like, it was surprising in a good way, but it was surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they changed almost everything about
considering
this.
how much they were trying to be like, oh, it's gonna be shot for shot the actual book, except for the kid orgy.
Yeah, except for the kid orgy. Spoilers.
That was.
I'm sorry if you're disappointed that they don't have it.
I'm still so uncomfortable about that underwear scene.
Yeah, it was kind of weird for kids their ages. You're right. Like, it seemed like some kids younger than them.
They're all like 15, right?
I mean, they're not 15. They're like 12 or 13.
A few of them have hit puberty already. A few of them haven't.
I mean, I get the symbolism. It's like they feel vulnerable. I get that, but they're little kids. They're kind of vulnerable most of the time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't. You don't usually see that many children in their underwear in the same movie. That's all I'm saying.
All at once.
God.
All at once.
It was.
If it was at different times, it'd still be weird too.
They didn't overdo. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They didn't overdo. They were jumping into a lake. It made sense.
Yeah, no, that's why it wasn't exactly creepy. It just I didn't expect them to. I guess it was a different time back in the '80s. I guess, which is when the story took place.
And they're all wearing tiny.
Yeah, like these days, like kids would have bathing suits. They would just jump in their underwear most of the time.
Bathing suits were invented in the 70s.
Bathing suits were invented after the time when this movie took place. That's what we're going with here.
I just tried to drink a sandwich.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Congrats.
That's true. Yeah.
Congrats.
We're not going to explain that at all. Just
nope.
It
will be a mystery. It is how Pennywise manifested in the car. Was a sandwich drink.
A sandwich. Yeah, I mean, no, I really, I think the thing that made this movie successful as a horror movie is that it kept going a little bit farther than you expected. Like in the first scene, Georgie, the little kid, the brother's arm gets ripped off, and they
That
actually
was
really show it.
Not
And, like,
expecting that
yeah,
whatsoever.
very hardcore
Yeah.
for
How cool it was.
for the beginning of the movie. It's very hardcore to show that.
Well,
Yeah.
and he's like,
no.
he's in the street trying to crawl away, and the blood's like
Yeah.
gushing from his arm.
He's not.
and
Yeah,
a
he's
little
not.
Kid,
He's
so
not
you
like
feel
stupid.
Oh my
He's
God.
legitimately trying to get
Yeah.
away.
The crawling away part wasn't even in the book. They added that.
Yeah, no, I
this.
know, but
Yeah.
it's like, it was just so, you feel bad, because,
Yeah.
like, that kid, for being, like, 5 or whatever, is amazing at, conveying emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wonder what do that kid's parents tell him about like what he's filming on screen? Like they say, all right, you got your arm
You're
ripped
about
off
to.
by a clown. You know, like what do they say? I'm always curious. I think about that all the time with these movies.
Or
you
just
know,
like at the
to have
end when
this
it's
happen.
like, okay. You're telling your brother you're angry he let you die. You say you want to go home, but then he kills you in the
true.
forehead.
And-
I
Just
never-
lay there dead.
I never
okay?
thought about the ghost scenes. That's still the
Yeah.
little kid. Like
Yeah, that is
some of
the
it.
little
Some of it's
actor.
CGI.
I
But
mean, they turn it into CGI later, but like
Yeah.
that scene that Nathan's talking about, that was the
That's
little
still
kid.
the
Yeah,
little
all the
that's
time.
it. Like,
Yeah.
he's
I got
lying there
chills the whole time.
Before Pennywise turns back into himself, and it's
Yeah.
supposed to be the kid. It's like he's just laying there, dead-eye expressionless,
Yeah.
with the giant hole in his forehead, and it's like that's a 5-year-old actor.
It's like, all right, little Timmy, go home now to have dinner with your family.
That's
Fun
one
time
thing-
on the set.
you can put this on your resume.
like they've really got good kid actors now.
Yeah.
And I
like, they
hate
really-
child actors usually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
really good.
Like even the kid actors in the original were actually good.
yeah,
But like in this one,
well, we all love the
you know,
first half
yeah.
more than we hate the douchebag
Yeah.
guys in the 80s
adults,
with the
yeah.
rat.
John
tails
Ritter's
and-
in the second half, though.
John Ritter, like we said earlier, John Ritter was the only good adult actor in that movie. Like everyone
Tim
else was
Curry.
terrible. Yeah, Tim Curry doesn't count. He's a clown. I'm talking about the actual adult
Tim
actors,
Curry
you know.
is like he's like Nick
Yeah.
Cage. He is unto himself his own character.
Pretty much, yeah,
so
yeah.
wherever he appears, you're just happy to see him. It doesn't
Exactly.
matter what movie you're watching.
Yeah.
It's like you can watch Home Alone 2, even if you don't like most of Home Alone 2. Tim Curry's in it.
Home Alone 2, Fern Gully, Rocky Horror.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Kind of a jump from 2 kids movies to Rocky Horror.
Yeah, this
but,
time we didn't get Tim Curry. We have Bill Skarsgård, who is apparently like in his 20s, I think, maybe even younger.
Yep.
No, he's
And,
27. yeah.
he's a very young guy. He really pulled it off. Very
Yeah,
good.
the
you know.
eye, because
It
those
was
are his
beautiful.
eyes. He's
Yeah.
like,
That was, his performance was just beautiful.
Yeah, easily one of the best scary clown performances I've ever seen.
how is it like the
Yeah,
two best
yeah.
performances we can think of right off the bat are guys who dress up like clowns?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like-
we're just
it's
talking
like-
about the movie. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why we're mentioning it.
True, but
Yeah.
that's a good point though. If you think about it, like
I mean-
people who dress up like clowns tend to be really great actors
Jack
now.
Nicholson, Heath Ledger.
It's a
Heath
thing.
Ledger. Yeah, you know.
See that's
Jared
like,
Leto kind of ruined that theory. Though. I'm going to be honest.
He can act, but not in that movie.
He just didn't act in that movie very
He
well.
did
Yeah, you know,
not.
he wasn't really given that much to work with.
No.
So- Now, Bill Skarsgård's very good. I mean, I thought, what else do you guys want to mention? There's a lot, 2 hours, 15-minute movie. There's a lot of stuff.
Oh, God, yeah.
it's
they
a
were-
lot
back, I mean,
faster
yeah.
pace than the old one.
It's smooth line.
It'll
It's more like
the
streamlined.
pacing is perfect.
Pacing's really perfect. I feel like, and it wasn't like it was trying to go for jump scares, but it actually did legitly terrify.
Oh, yeah, no, these are actually
Yeah.
good jump scares.
Yeah.
Like, they loud stuff happen.
like they built like what
Yeah.
we were talking about the kids talking in the basement when he
Yeah.
follows them into the basement. Him just repeating that they float, and it's just get louder and screams
And he
like
starts rocking.
I get like chills.
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
mean,
holy shit,
that
this
was
is scary.
That was just Bill alone, wasn't it? Like in his own basement.
I don't
Yeah.
think. Yeah, I think that's just his voice screaming
No, I
louder.
mean that was just Bill. All of them weren't there. That was just Bill and Georgie alone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was Georgie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was like I'm still like that. Still freaked
Yeah, no,
me
that
the
was
hell
terrifying. And like basically the first anything like early on before you get used to seeing him on screen with
Yeah.
Bill Skarsgård, like some of the scariest shit that I've seen in a long time.
Or like
And like even after that, it's still very scary. Like,
Yeah.
Or I was
like,
actually,
so much, yeah.
like, you brought it up. I was kind of paranoid that they'd changed the story around a bit because, in my
Yeah.
opinion, it did seem like Richie was gonna die in the room full of clowns.
Yeah.
It seemed like that. Like it
Yeah.
seemed like you know,
Like him-
I could have sworn that Stanley was gonna die later on. That thing was eating his face or
Yeah,
whatever. That, like I thought he
definitely.
was dead for a second, then the thing.
I thought
pulled
so
back
too because
off
he
him.
was just so still. Oh man, and
Yeah.
how they actually had the floating, that was
so much better.
Notice that, like, just like in the book, they had Stanley's character with the. He seemed much more distressed by everything than everybody else. Stanley's
Yes.
character, and that really foreshadows what's going to happen. Like, if you don't know what's going to happen, then there's no point. In,
We've already given spoilers here. We've
Spoilers.
Spoilers already.
Spoiler alert, he killed himself. That happened like 10 minutes into the original movie.
Spoiler alert, his head in a very poorly CG-ly done in a refrigerator.
I predicted that's going to be the centerpiece of the second movie that's going to go on for a long time. It's going to be like a 30-minute scene of his head in the refrigerator.
Hey guys, I'm in the deadlights.
It's awesome. You'll be here too.
Oh man, that was so stupid.
If you want a good laugh, watch the old series. If you want a legitimately good movie,
People are still
go out
scared.
and watch this in
People
the
are
theater.
still scared by the old movie. I think because they saw it when they were young or something
I
like
think
that.
they're just scared by how terrible it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that was.
Oh, also, this movie did
terrible
not have
movie.
the shower scene.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's wait.
They already had the thing was
yeah.
but they didn't have the shower scene because they'd already exceeded their quota of naked children in the movie. They had to cut it short, you know.
So if you were to describe it in one sentence, it has a lot of naked children who are scared of
A
a
lot of
clown, and it's really good.
Yeah, but if you just came into if you came into this review at this point, then you'd think this was a terrible movie. But yeah, you know.
Go see it. It's worth seeing in theaters. Like
Oh my God,
I would
it is.
I would
Yeah.
get it on DVD, but just the noise.
Well,
it's-
the noise. All right, so
They build
the noise
it
is
so
good.
well.
The soundtrack is amazing. The
Oh,
color
yeah.
theory is great.
Speaking of the soundtrack, the New Kids on the Block thing, where she
That was
closes the
random.
door.
That was so random.
She closes the door to
He
the
closes
room.
the
and,
door
like,
and the editing just like
it like zooms in on their faces and had like the.
There's
what was
just some
that about?
cinematographer out
That's
there
why
who had
I
a really
like-
big.
No,
fetish
that's
with
why I
it.
like it though because it was so
Yeah.
colorful
I
and
don't
stylish.
know.
It was a cool addition to
It,
the
it
movie.
had, and it had
you
no
know? Yeah.
reason other than just being cool, which is that was exactly what it was
Yeah.
for.
Yeah,
But it
that's
was
the
just
thing,
like 2
yeah.
seconds. The editing was completely different from everything else in the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
It only has it's really only so 3 lines in the whole movie about it, but it's perfect. It just
Yeah,
it's
well, it's,
hilarious.
it's
God.
character building stuff. It's to show
Yeah.
that Ben is that kind of kid who likes that weird old music, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
I actually really like the way they did his character in this as opposed to the old series.
See, I don't even remember Ben from the.
I don't
first
It
really
was
one.
remember
just a
what they
bunch
did
of
with
fat
him, yeah.
jokes.
Yeah. Oh god, but that carving scene, man, that was.
Oh god, the carving.
I
scene.
forgot.
Yeah.
Did they do that in the other one?
I think they just stab him.
I think
They cut him or something, or
they did cut him, but it wasn't as deep as it was in this
Yeah,
movie.
that was-
he, did,
yeah,
he didn't
yeah.
start carving an actual H into his stomach.
that
Yeah.
was like some Inglorious Bastard
That was
shit,
what they- that
like
was-
carving into his.
That was one of
God.
the few scenes that was straight from the book when they did that.
Oh,
It
And,
was.
okay.
Yes, it was.
Except in this one, they actually, I like what they changed it up in this one where they actually have them all meet and have character development moments over them helping him with that wound.
That's true.
Like,
They kind of fade out.
that was not in the book. That they put that in there to make a more unified story.
That's true.
Basically, to make the character building and all that. You know, have like Beverly met them because she was helping them with the wound thing. You know.
That's true. They
Yeah.
weren't just, hey, there's a kid who needs our help. Let's be a friend
Yeah.
with him for the rest of our lives. Like it
Yeah,
was.
and that's really what I liked about this. Was
Yeah.
they did change up a lot of scenes. Like very few scenes from this were in the original book, like exactly like in the book. But like what they did was, I could see how it's more like the book was because they kept the core of the story and
the
they
core
just
of the
developed
story,
a new
the
thing.
characterization,
you know?
and just the fluid movement of the
Yeah.
storytelling.
And that is why that's the most important thing when you're adapting a book. Like so many people want to see in a book to movie adaptation, they want to see like, all right, I want that scene, and
Yeah.
that scene.
Yeah.
They don't pay
Just
attention to
copy
the
paste it.
you know,
I hate that.
They don't. What's more important is the arc of the story and the character.
Yeah.
That's the
Right.
more important thing. And that's where this movie succeeds. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't have to be exactly like the book to be a good movie. You
Well,
know?
it's like when they made the Harry Potter movies. Like
Yeah.
they started to make a good movie, and they're like, let's throw these little tidbits
You really want
in
to tie
here
this to
from
Harry
the book.
Potter for some reason.
Yes.
I really do. It's
Yes,
just
I
the
do.
fact that it's Warner Brothers.
Yes,
isn't
I
it?
do. No. It's because okay, maybe it's not so much for the podcast, but I just have a personal feeling that the clown is a Dementor. That's just my feeling, my theory.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree with me.
You've been paying too much attention to Harry Potter. It's not helping.
It's because I'm wearing
Yeah.
the shirt, isn't it?
You know what yeah,
What shirt?
subliminal, man. It was all subliminal. You did that. See, you're the one who came up with the theory first,
What?
and then you knew I would agree with you, so you're like, I'll just wear this shirt. Devilish bastard. He knew it.
Well, that's very manipulative, trying to project that onto somebody else.
Trying to.
Yeah, you know. How dare you? Yep.
Oh wait, we're on a radio podcast. He's wearing a Deathly Hallows shirt. So
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't even
yeah.
paying attention.
Yeah, sorry.
Non-visual media.
Sorry, yeah.
I wasn't even paying attention to what it sure was. I'm glad he told me that. 'Cause I didn't pay attention to this at all.
Oh god.
Yeah, what else? There's a lot. I don't know. What else should we talk about, if anything?
The visual, like, okay,
Yeah.
visually, like that. This is where it's better than the old TV series. You're right with the color scheme.
Yeah.
When there's a mood that needs to change,
Yes.
All the colors
The
change.
cinematography is just so spot on. And
Yeah,
perfect.
it changes and it keeps you guessing, like, what's going on? Why did this change? This
Yeah.
feels different.
Because it'll go
Yep.
from
And they're not
like
telling you what's
like
going
the scene when they're all swimming in the quarry. It's all very bright. You have the bright green in the background.
Yep.
The blue's very vibrant. They're all just
Mhm.
happy. But then it's like in Pennywise's lair, it's just so
on. It's like
hopeless.
gray and
Yep.
everything's gray.
Yep.
Everything's hopeless unless Pennywise is there with the fire in the background.
oh god, the dancing scene was
The
freaking
dancing scene
hilarious.
That
Oh
was
my
great.
God.
That's really what you guys are both saying is I think that's why this captures what Stephen King is good at, because like Stephen King often writes stories that are kind of silly on the surface, but then they're very terrifying when you
Yeah.
really get down to the meat of it. It's
Yeah.
very scary. And what you were saying about the tone of it is like that's how Stephen King writes as well.
Exactly.
He has,
like he's
a-
probably he's describing it
he's
like
very
that. I'm
descriptive.
sure.
He likes
Yeah.
very descriptive kind of things. He's very overly florid with his writing at times. He
Mhm.
really describe purple prosy a little bit at times.
Yep.
Yeah, and then back in the old Italy. Now he's more simple now, but yeah, really kind of he kind of streamlined it a little bit. I'm not saying he's worried. He just kind
It
of
was all
streamlined
the
his
dope he
writing.
did in the 80s.
Yeah, he was on drugs a lot. That's why he wrote that child orgy scene.
Well, I mean, it's also the fact
Yeah.
that Maximum Overdrive, he was high the entire time.
But the difference is
I
that
love
Maximum
that movie.
Overdrive is a great movie, Nathan. Unlike the
It's
child
just-
orgy scene.
Green Goblin is the best character.
It is. And that's not
I
something you
feel
can
like-
say in every movie.
I feel like at some point he was just he made a movie on a dare and the dare just it got away from him. Like he lied about it. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll make that movie. And then he just kept having to like do stuff to prove to his friend he was making the movie. And then all
Have
of a
you
sudden
seen
he was
the,
making the movie and he was like, oh shit, I gotta actually make
fuck.
this. I
Have you
gotta.
seen the old commercial of him promoting Maximum Overdrive? And he's like,
No.
he says something like, he gets really like in your face and over the top. It's like, we're gonna scare the hell out of you. And it's like, come on down to Maximum
I
Overdrive.
just love the scene where he's at the ATM and you can just tell he's high off his ass.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh man, that's a great movie. Like, that's what I'm like. All I'm
Wait,
saying though.
hold up.
What?
Did he do a cameo in this?
No, I don't think so. Did he?
Cameos in all of his movies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I didn't. Maybe we have to go back and pay attention.
Was he the pharmacist?
No.
Okay, I mean he could have just been wearing
The
makeup.
pharmacist looked like Ray Bradbury.
Yeah, that's true. Oh no, wait. Okay, who's another unassuming character?
I can't think of it. He was the Paul Bunyan statue. How about that?
Exactly.
He was inside the statue.
He was one of the rotting corpses.
Well, wait,
He
was
was
that
actually-
all CGI or was that part guy in a suit? It was really good CGI, but
Which one?
the leper guy was that
Oh,
all?
that was
that
probably.
was all CGI.
I imagine it was CGI.
I
yeah.
imagine it's probably like a guy in like
Well, there was a guy there. I
green
imagine. But
screen suit, maybe,
or like a motion capture.
like with hands that are
What
made
Andy?
up to look.
What
real.
Andy? I always forget how to pronounce his last name. Does Circus?
Circus. Yeah,
Yeah.
Andy Circus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's
What
that
he
guy
does
from
for all his
Hellboy and all that. Yeah.
So basically, there was a kid running around a backyard with a guy in a green like form suit with like little tracker balls pasted on it.
I'm pretty sure that was more
That's
disturbing.
that's
to a
more
child.
disturbing than the last.
Yeah. That's like something out of like an 80s horror movie that they would have in there, Like
Okay,
a
okay, we
weird-
gotta figure. We'll Google this later, but I want
Yeah.
to figure this out.
No,
now,
I'm looking
dang
it up right now.
Ah, no. I want to guess.
I won't tell you,
Who?
but I
who
want to know
else?
for myself.
Yeah, well, let's
Did he-
not let this get away from us here.
Okay,
We should probably
We'll
tie it up.
wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's one of the police officers.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Well, no, he wasn't the
the
police
hurricane
officer.
is about to hit, by the way.
Oh
you know.
shit! Yeah, we better get home.
Yeah.
All right, so
Hurricane.
basically the story of the movie is it's raining a lot, and every couple of years something terrible happens to the state, and
Yeah,
that's also Florida right now.
And we're
Yeah.
in Florida, and it's if you're hearing this in the future and Florida no longer exists, well, there was a time when Florida was hit by hurricanes all the time, and that's what happened.
And we
Every
spent
12 years, the terror returns.
we spent our last few moments watching a great movie about a killer clown.
Yep,
Killer
Yeah, and that's,
clown, he eats children. It's
Stephen
fun,
King's
great for
it.
the whole family.
Yeah, I really hope they keep it up with the next one. I think this guy should direct
Yeah.
every Stephen King in a page. I'd love to see Pet Cemetery or something done
Oh
by this
my
guy.
god,
and
no,
that'd be great.
he is tied on for Pet Cemetery. I
Oh,
think.
that's
is?
a real thing. Oh,
I
sweet.
think so. They are doing a new Pet Cemetery.
I didn't hear that at all. I was just making that up. I
No,
didn't know that was
seriously,
real.
that'd
I'm
be cool.
pretty sure he's tied on for the
Yeah,
new
because I was Pet
I could
Cemetery
be
is the
wrong.
other old Stephen King movie I really don't like, and I really love to see another, like a really good Pet Cemetery. You know?
No, if they get the guy, they get Tarantino to do Maximum Overdrive. That would be amazing. Because when I saw
Yeah,
Maximum
man.
Overdrive, I thought, I feel like Tarantino
Rodriguez.
watched this movie as a
Gotta
kid.
be
Probably.
Rodriguez.
What's that?
Has to be Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah,
Rodriguez.
probably, yeah. Yeah, you should definitely go see
it means
Stephen King's
Maximum
it.
Overdrive.
Sundays.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
should see Stephen King's It if you like good horror movies. I haven't seen a horror movie this good that's like in the mainstream theaters in a long time, if ever, maybe. It's probably the best Stephen King adaptation I've
Oh,
seen.
good. Oh my
So-
god.
Go with
Yeah.
a friend. You'll want to talk to them about it afterward.
Hell yes. Either that or go alone if you have no friends. I mean, I don't know what
Or
your
no
life is
fear.
like. Yeah. Or no fear.
Oh man, that was good. Go see it.
Yep. This is Cinema Freaks Live. Thanks for listening, and I guess we'll see if Florida is still here in a couple of days.